The Buffalo Bills are facing the Indianapolis Colts this Sunday, and wanted to come on, make this live video. We'll wait just a little bit, see if anybody else joins us. But it is another big game in the NFL. All games are big. And the Bills going to Indianapolis. I can't remember the last time Buffalo Bills played at Indianapolis, but this game should be another interesting game. The Bills coming in on 7-2 with a 4-game lead in the AFC East. And I wanted to just give you some of the keys to the game as I see them. Now, the Colts at quarterback, they've changed from Richardson to Flacco. And Flacco, not a very mobile quarterback, obviously a veteran at 39 years old in the NFL. But I don't think because he isn't as mobile, we're not going to have to worry about that as much. Jonathan Taylor, the running back, is the one you have to really worry about with this team. Although Joshua Downs is a pretty good player as well. And that'll make it an interesting game. And DeForest Buckner on the defensive side really helps them on what they do on defense. Now, what I think as far as the defense and how the Bills should attack it, usually we try to either key in on the running game or the passing game when we're facing a team because they're either strong or weak at one or the other. This team is about middle of the road, in my opinion, on the Colts. They're about middle of the road against the run and about middle of the road against the pass. They've gotten a little bit better against the pass recently because they've gotten some pass rushers back, like the before-mentioned DeForest Buckner. And, that's really going to help them with their pass rush. So if they have a good pass rush, then they're going to be able to do more on the back end like any team would. So, as far as attacking them, the Bills have some problems coming into this game. And the problems on offense is what we'll start with. And I'm talking about injury problems. Coleman is not going to be able to play with his wrist. The Bills have got a lot of players with wrist injuries. Cooper also is not probably going to play with his wrist. He is listed as questionable for the game. I don't think he's going to play. They've already ruled out Keon Coleman. So, and Hawk is coming up injured now too. So, we'll have to see if he even plays. So that leaves us 3 wide receivers down. Now, of course, we've got the guy that's been really the second best player, or the best player on the Bills, not named Josh Allen. And that's, wow, that is Khalil Shakir. And Shakir's been playing great this year, really been one of the biggest surprises of the season. He's just hard to tackle. He runs great routes, and he gets the yards after catch. So I think Shakir will have a good game, but they're going to be able to key on him a little bit more than they were before to answer without those guys in the game. To answer this question that's coming in, how long have I been a Bills fan? My entire life. I was born this way and love it. These pictures behind me, I've got over 52 now autographed pictures from current guys on the team or coaches on this wall that I've met personally. I don't buy any of these. They're personally, I've got them signed from the guys. I would invite everyone to please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And give me a like button. I see you've only got 1 like on here. So hopefully we can get some more likes as we continue talking about the upcoming game. So, where was I? On the defensive side, back to the offensive side of the ball. Will the running backs need to step up and the tight ends? We need to have a big game from Kincaid and Knox here as we're trying to replace the couple of wide receivers that are injured. And hopefully they'll have a big game. Hopefully Cook and Davis can come through with a good game as well. As I do think that the Colts are good at defending the run and the pass, but they're not great and either thing. So hopefully the offense can have a good day. I think the Colts are giving up about 22 points a game. So that's pretty good, not great. So let's see what the Bills can do. Who's my favorite football player? My favorite football player is Dawson Knox. And that's because he's such a nice guy on and off the field. He is just a great guy. I know a lot of people get on him for his pass catches, that he drops some passes, but Dawson Knox is my favorite player. Wow, just got a notification that my own video's up. So thank you for that. Yeah, I love Dawson Knox. So over to the defensive side of the ball for Sunday's game. The problem on the defensive side of the ball is some injuries as well, and that's at the defensive tackle position. Defensive tackle is there's some injuries there with Dwayne Carter with another wrist injury. I don't know. I mean, at some point, the Bills are going to have to hire a specialist, a doctor that deals with wrists to just be on staff, because they have been hit with the wrist injury bug this year, and it keeps coming over and over again. I know the team has had wrist injuries before, but not to this extent, not this many guys getting hurt with wrist injuries. So Carter down there, that leaves us a man short. They've been calling up Ellie Anku, and Ellie's been playing well, but and I love Ellie. But then this week they signed Jordan Phillips after Jordan Phillips was released by the Dallas Cowboys. And so we definitely want to welcome back Jordan. And I think what they needed in the middle was a little bit more size, because Ed Oliver's a great pass rusher, but he's one of the smaller defensive tackles. So on run plays, we need a little bit more size. Jordan Phillips brings you size. So it'd be good to have him back on the team. Hopefully he gets to play this week. Yeah, other than that, I haven't heard much about Christian Benford's injury that kept him out last week. Hopefully he'll be playing on the defensive side of the ball. So back to the offense. The offensive line is looking strong. They've been playing well all year. I believe before the season started, a lot of people, including myself, were questioning whether the move from Connor McGovern to guard to center was a good move. Just because he played so well at guard last year, Connor McGovern, but he has played great at center for the Buffalo Bills. And so has David Edwards, played great at guard. So, barring injury, that the Bills have quite the team. Someone rates here, Colts have been tricky this year. They probably have been tricky. I'm not sure what happened with Richardson. I know that he said he was tired on one play, and a lot of people are down on him for that because quarterbacks don't tap out. But apparently he did. And some predictions on the Lions versus Colts. But Richardson, wait a minute, before I talk about that. Richardson is the future of that franchise. So I don't see why you would play Flacco right now, because how many more years can he possibly have left playing quarterback? He's a great veteran quarterback, and hopefully Richardson can learn some things from him. Predictions on the Lions-Texans. I think the Lions are going to win. The Texans had an injury bugs lately as well, and I do think the Lions are the best team in the NFL right now, not named the Buffalo Bills. So, but the Texans are my second favorite team, so I hope I'm wrong about that, but the Lions just are playing really, really well. Do you think the Bengals got rigged against the Ravens? That last play, there was the quarterback got hit in the head. There was definitely defensive holding, and I thought there was pass interference. So if the referees blow 3 calls on one play, and it's that important of a play, I could see not taking the pass interference because a lot happens, and they're trying to hold their flags. But how do you miss a slap right in the head of the quarterback? But can't let it get to that point. I don't know if I would have gone for two. I can understand on the road going for two, but that's my opinion on that game. Flacco doesn't seem to give up. Flacco plays hard. Flacco always been a very good quarterback. I mean, the guy's got a Super Bowl ring. So, he's good, quality guy. But at this point in his career, he's 39. So I would have thought that'd be a great game. The Steelers versus the Commanders. That's going to be a great game. The Steelers have been a surprise team this year. I don't think a lot of people thought, with not even knowing who their starting quarterback would be at the start of the year. And I'm not sure they still know who their starting quarterback is, but with Fields or Wilson. But they're a good team. The Commanders have really been a surprise team. I think they are going to win their division. So I guess I'd go Commanders, but in a close game. How do you think the Bills can overcome the Chiefs in the playoffs? Do you think it's psychological? Well, we'll see in a week. The Bills play the Chiefs in the regular season, and the Bills seem to beat them in the regular season. So we'll see. And the Chiefs may be coming in undefeated. It is what it is. The Bills had trouble getting past the Bengals that one year. So it might not just be a Bills-Chief thing. The Bengals, I definitely think the Bengals can make a comeback on their season. They're not out. What do they got? 4 wins on the year, and they're playing good football. I think they still have a great chance. Again, I would ask everyone that's watching to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification if you can. The Lattimore pickup is a huge pickup for the Commanders. That's a great cornerback. I'm surprised they were able to get him this late into the season, just before the trade deadline. So good pickup there. I think Cooper will be back for the Chiefs game. I think Coleman may even be back for the Chiefs game. So I think they're trying to go in with that game all power up. The Bills do have a 4-game lead in the division right now. And so winning the division is the most important thing, first and foremost. And maybe they can drop this one versus the Colts and still hold a 3-game lead. But then they got the Chiefs and the 49ers coming to town quickly. So you never want to take any game and just throw it away. The Colts, they should be able to beat the Colts. I think they are the better team than the Colts. But they are playing in Indy. And some people say they like to pipe in sound there. I do not think the Commanders stack up against the Eagles, although I do think the Commanders will win the division. I think in the long run, the Eagles are the better team. But to answer another question here, what do you think the Bills' weakest area right now? D or special teams? Well, I've said a lot about the special teams coach, that I don't think that Coach Smiley should still be the coach of the special teams. I think that's one of the problems there. After kicking the 61-yard field goal to win the game, Tyler Bass hopefully can ride that momentum and keep going. So not special teams. Offense, with Josh Allen, the offense is always going to be one of the high points of the team. Now they've got 3 running backs, a 3-headed running back that with Cook, Davis, and Johnson. That's going to be great. The addition of Cooper with Coleman when they're healthy, which they will not be this weekend, and probably both won't play. I think that our wide receiver core is great, and the offensive line has been playing consistently with each other for the last year and a half, so they're growing pretty strong together. So it's the defense that's the weak point on the Bills team, especially with injuries up the middle in the defensive tackle position. Teams can run up the middle on the Bills right now, and I do think that Terrell Bernard at middle linebacker is going to help stop that. But when you can do that, then you don't have to double team anybody. Then it also affects the defensive ends as they're trying to rush in, but they've got 2 guys on them that hopefully a defensive tackle would be able to stop. Do you think Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver in the league? Yes, I do. I think Jamar Chase is unbelievable. What a great receiver. Wish he was a Bill. The With the new Saints coach, do you think we're going to win any more games? Yes. I think the Saints will win more games, although maybe at this point you might want to throw a bag over your head and hope for a higher draft pick. But I do think they'll win more games. It's hard to blame the coach for things that are going on, but when you have a losing team and you lose to the Carolina Panthers, your coach is going out the door. That's all I'll say about that. So, to wrap things up a little bit here, we're talking about the Bills-Colts game, which was the reason I got on here. I do think the Bills will come away with the victory. I think they have the better team. I do think that the Colts have a middle-of-the-road defense, which is good because they cover the run and the pass equally well. And I do think that they need to key on Buckner. He is a really good defensive lineman. And Downs on the wide receiver. And, of course, Jonathan Taylor. So with that, please, if you're watching this, give me a like. Give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. I'd love to have everyone like and subscribe. If anybody has any last-second questions, I'll wait and see if anybody has a question for me real quick. But this Sunday's game with the Bills, just wanted to get on here and talk about it a little bit in the current state of the Buffalo Bills. I already answered that question. Yes, Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver in the NFL. So with that, if I'm going to get repeat questions, I guess I'll end this live stream with making sure everyone knows God loves you, and so do I. Go Bills.